Sorry about that. My first part of this live stream kind of got canceled prematurely, so I had to come back and do this again. But what I was talking about, like I said, was having fun on YouTube. You really gotta enjoy this, man, because if you're not out here enjoying making YouTube videos, if you're not enjoying just the whole process, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of YouTubers who go through a much longer process with this than I do, then you're gonna give up pretty fast, pretty easily. Like I said, this is not a get rich quick scheme. It's gonna take you a while to build up your subscribers, your watch hours. You know what I'm saying? The views, the watch hours, all that is gonna drop at some point. I've went through it all. You know what I'm saying? I've seen my channel watch hours drop. I've seen the views drop. It sucks. It really does. You know what I'm saying? But the main thing is you just gotta keep going. You got to keep going. You got to keep grinding it out. And I think the hardest thing for me is the fact that like my channel, it is about movies. It's about movie reviews. It's about trailer reactions, things like that, right? And so it's hard because there's a lot of channels who do what I do, who talk about what I talk about, right? And you look at some of these other channels, especially like some of the ones I've watched. Some of the channels that are really getting views are the channels that are mostly talking about their lives. And those channels, they're very unique because they're talking about things that they're going through. So you can see why those channels are really getting it. But at the end of the day, this is what I like talking about. You know what I'm saying? Have there been times where I wanted to kind of pivot and talk about other things? Yes. But what I talk about, Marvel and DC is the main thing. It's my bread and butter. It's what I like to talk about. You know what I'm saying? It's what I hope people want to enjoy. I'm not the most knowledgeable on everything, especially when it comes to the comic books of these characters. But in a lot of ways, you don't really have to read the comic books to know what's going on with the movies because the stories are always different when they made it into movies. The movies have pulled things from Marvel and DC comic books, but they change it up. You know what I'm saying? Make them they don't make movies exactly like the books. You know what I'm saying? So I still want to read comic books because of the fact that I still enjoy the stories and there's so much more that goes on. And there's certain things they cannot put into the movies or don't make it into the movies that ends up on the cutting room floor. So I do want to watch the movies for myself just to see something different. You know what I'm saying? Just to see how much the story is different. And speaking of stories, you know what I'm saying? I know we got this, I know we got, and I'm thinking of Daredevil, but it's not Daredevil. I'm thinking about Doomsday. I know we got Doomsday coming up. I know the actors are assembling, basically getting ready for this movie. And the hardest thing for me, like I've said plenty of times before, is the story leading up into the next Avengers film. You understand what I'm saying? It's gonna be really difficult to get behind the next Avengers big movie because of the simple fact that you got, the build up to it is not there. The build up to this next Avengers movie is not there. And that's going to be the hardest part, trying to get fans into this next Avengers film. Look at what we got with, the first 3 or 4 phases. The build up is there. You know what I'm saying? Really, brown eyes, white chicken cross the road. Funny. So, thank you, Cruz. I appreciate it. So, yeah, man, it's difficult trying to. It's gonna be difficult with this next build up because the Marvel Cinematic Universe had to pivot. The Marvel Cinematic Universe had to pivot. Hey, bald is sexy, okay? Marvel had to pivot away from what is going on with the King storyline and jump into what's going on with this Doctor Doom storyline. You know what I'm saying? So, it's gonna be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to get this whole thing going on. You know what I'm saying? But I'm rooting for hopefully what Marvel is gonna be doing, uh, going into this next phase. It's gonna be an adjustment, and I'm hoping that they're able to pull this off. But I don't know. We better hope and pray that Marvel gets it together. I see some good reviews when it comes to this Thunderbolts movie, but I don't know. I need to see it for myself. I need to see it for myself. I need to see it for myself. You know what I'm saying? I need to see it for myself. So we're gonna have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. But it's coming in with some good reviews, which is kind of crazy because when you think about it, the Thunderbolts was really that lame duck that kind of came out of nowhere that nobody was excited for, nobody was hollering about, and now it's getting positive reviews. So people, I hope, show up to the theater. I definitely plan on going to see it. Probably not when it first comes out, but I definitely plan on seeing it. And just hoping it's gonna be a good movie. But like I said, the road to get to the next Avengers film is where Marvel needs to really try and, I don't know, maybe they need to push it back. I know they already started filming or getting ready to start filming, but it's a simple fact that the build up is what's bothering me. The build up to this next Avengers film, they they really screwed the bed on this one. They really messed it up because everything was focused on Kang. Now they got to switch over and focus on Doctor Doom, and it's like, how are they supposed to get this to work? You know what I'm saying? Fantastic Four, the trailer dropped. It did not get a lot of people excited to see that movie. I, for one, on a scale from 1 to 10, I'll probably say I'm probably about a 6.5 when it comes to my excitement for Fantastic Four First Steps. I'm definitely looking forward more to seeing Superman and probably a little bit more to seeing Jurassic World than I am to seeing that film, even with Galactus in it. And some people are even asking, why is Galactus going to be in this movie as far as like the big bad? Like, he should be a Thanos level threat, and people are saying he's going to be wasted in this movie, which I hope is not true. Anyway, people coming in, please hit the like button. This is one of the handful of times I'm live streaming on um, YouTube. Normally I'm used to doing this on StreamYard, but I'm gonna do some of these little mini live streams throughout the week just to try hopefully get my watch hours up. So please support the channel. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here. Mainly I'll talk about Marvel and DC topics, movie reviews, things like that. So always grateful for everybody that jumps in and supports the channel. But like I was saying, when it comes to Marvel, they have really got to focus on getting it together when it comes to these next two Avengers films because the build up is not there for Doomsday. Who knows about Secret Wars? It probably will be because by then Avengers Doomsday will be over, so then they'll be able to look at and see where they can go when it comes to the next one, Secret Wars. But I don't know. I'm having hard jumping on the bandwagon right now because of the simple fact that it's it's the buildup is not there. And I want to be excited about what Marvel's got going on, but Marvel has been shitting the bed for quite some time, so it hasn't really got a lot of fans behind their product. I talked about this recently. Marvel can't just slap their Marvel logo across the title of these movies anymore and think that that's going to get butts in seats. It's not. It has not been working. I don't know if it's the quality of the movies this dropped. I don't know if it's the fact that we also got the TV shows, because back when Marvel was doing the thing, we didn't have the TV shows yet. We just had the movies. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. So Brown Eyes comes in. They should have made a 50-year contract so that all the movies after Endgame aren't so trash. Man, we can only dream. But like I was saying, with Marvel right now, you got Doomsday on the horizon, and that's the movie everybody's waiting for. You know what I'm saying? On a scale from 1 to 10, at least till I see a trailer, I'm probably at a 5 at my excitement for Doomsday. Just even with all the actors they name drop, because I need to see more. Like I said, the build up from everything else that we got, it was exciting to see. But for Doomsday, there's no build up. It's like they jumping head first into the swimming pool. They brought back the Russos. They brought back Robert Downey Jr. They bringing back Chris Evans. You know what I'm saying? And they announced today is bringing back Chris Evans before uh, Captain America: Brave New World, which I thought was an okay movie. I thought it was an okay movie. So, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. Switching gears over to the DC side of things, I see that the promotion for this new Superman movie is starting to ramp up. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I'm not liking what I'm seeing. I am not liking what I'm seeing, man. The stuff that we've been seeing for this new Superman movie, the posters, the pictures, It's like, is Warner Brothers or James Gunn going out their way to make this movie look as shitty as hell with their promotion? Because look at what they did with, like, one of the most recent pictures, right? It's Superman. I don't know if he's flying or he's standing there, but his neck is there, and it's like really, really long. His neck is, his whole face is there, but where his neck is really, really long. It looks so weird, right? And then there's other pictures where the chin doesn't look good. There's a lot of pictures where the suit looks wrinkled. There's toys right now being sold on McFarlane Toys website where it's on sale. I think it's like $127 or some shit like that, right? For the small little toys they got, and this movie hasn't even proven itself yet. There's no way in hell that those toys should be worth that much right now. There's just no way in hell. No way in hell. So, you know, I'm hoping James Gunn knows what he's doing. And I've said this plenty of times. I really hope James Gunn knows what he's doing. Because if he doesn't, the DCU is in trouble. And with the way that I'm looking at it, maybe some other people are seeing the same thing. It looks like he's just dropping a bunch of his own little pet projects. And it's not getting a lot of fans hyped or excited. And he's the one that, brought in his own Superman, brought in his own, um, you know, he basically brought in all the actors, got the script for it. So if this movie fails, it's on James Gunn. You know what I'm saying? Blair, what's going on, man? What is going on? So it is on James Gunn if this movie fails at the box office. You understand what I'm saying? James Gunn has got to knock this out the park. This movie has got to be a hit. I'm not saying $1 billion hit, but it's got to be it's got to make its money back and then some for it to probably even have legs to get a sequel. I think the main thing people are tired of when it comes to Superman is that it's like, you know, not in the TV shows, but in the movies, we want to see him face the next big level threat. We got close to that with this Superman that we just had with Henry Cavill some years ago, of course, with the Justice League movie. But because everything started to fall off the rails pretty quickly, we didn't get the big fight with him and Doomsday. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But, you know, we just gonna have to wait and see what James Gunn is gonna do when it comes to this Superman movie and what he does with this DCU. I know he's already started filming Supergirl, and I know people are already saying that the logo looks cheap. I'm not really a big fan of the logo. Maybe if they swap out the block for the white with the logo, maybe it'll look better. But what they got with it right now, I'm just not a big fan of. You understand? So it is what it is. But the marketing, as I've said plenty of times, for the Superman movie has been straight trash, and it is not getting me excited to see this movie at all. I think this is too much of a Superman in the Justice League or Superman and his amazing friends kind of thing going on for it to look past it just being a Superman film. When I look at this, when I keep going back looking at the trailer, and I go back and I compare it to looking at Man of Steel, the Man of Steel trailer was Superman. You know what I mean? He was the main focus. With this trailer, you got so much going on with Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, Superman. It's a whole lot of stuff going on. So it's hard to just look at this as a Superman movie when you got all this stuff going on. And I'm gonna still go to the theater and support it. I'll probably catch it open tonight unless I catch it early in the day. Which if I can, I'm definitely gonna catch it early in the day. But I was definitely planning on catching it within that weekend, so I don't have anything spoiled. I don't know if I'm gonna go dark. A lot of times I say I'm gonna go dark and I won't make any videos or post anything just to stay off social media. But my curiosity make it the best of me, and I may just stay online, keep posting videos, and just go check it out. But for any of y'all that missed my live stream, I just did before this one. This is part two. My live stream ended because of some technical difficulties. I'm gonna be doing some of these mini streams throughout the week, probably one or two, and then have the big one on Saturday. Really working to just help get my watch time hours up. So I don't know if I'll post these in advance. I might, just so everybody knows ahead of time. But just trying to really work on getting watch hours up and just trying to get more support from my channel. Because one of the things I talked about earlier, I know I'm switching gears here, was the payoff. You know what I'm saying? It's hard making YouTube videos when you're not seeing the payoff, especially when you've been over here as long as I have, which has been going on 5 years next month. So just letting you know that right now. kind of like a brief intermission kind of thing. But back to the real story. 2025 year of superheroes. In my personal opinion, I'm gonna say Superman is number one. That's the main movie I'm excited for. After that, I would definitely say Jurassic World, and these are just off the summer movies. And then after that, it would be Fantastic Four. And the reason Fantastic Four is number three on my list is that I'm not a big Fantastic Four fan. And I grew up watching the TV show in the 90s, but I don't really know anything about him to really get me excited to see this film. I know we've had already two live iterations of this family, and neither one was enough to keep them around long term. Who knows how long the 2000 what, 6, 7, or 8 movies came out? Who knows how long they would have been around if the MCU would have took off around that time? Maybe Marvel would have brought them in. Maybe Marvel would have got somebody else. I don't know. But that's neither here nor there. And then fast forward to 2015, Fantastic Four. I never even watched it. I actually started to give it a chance one day, but because I knew it was not going anywhere, I decided not to watch it. So, with this new movie, I gave it a shot, mainly because I'm always trying to keep in touch with what's going on with the MCU. The only thing I feel like I did not watch that I actually cut off pretty early was She-Hulk. That was the main thing I stopped watching probably after 3 or 4 episodes. I just couldn't do it anymore. I was like, this show is trash. It's a shit show. There's no reason to keep watching this. There's no reason to keep watching this. You know what I'm saying? So I gave up on that show pretty early. But everything else, I'm pretty sure I watched all the way through. Um, but yeah, so there's that. But like I said, it's the year of superhero films, and I'm hoping that Marvel can get on track at some point. I read online that we're supposed to be getting what's the female Iron Man's name? Riri Williams, Ironheart. I read we're supposed to be getting that in June, but I ain't seen or heard nothing from Marvel about this at all. Thanks, Blurry. He says you made the right choice on that Fantastic Four. I couldn't watch it. I wasn't finna get into that. So I don't know if maybe the schedule switched up and maybe it just hasn't updated on Google. But at what point of this year are we supposed to be getting Riri Williams, Ironheart? Because I know we're supposed to be getting it this year. I thought it was supposed to come out early, like around this time now, but maybe we're not getting it until the end of the year. I don't know. So that's kind of the interesting thing, man. That I looked into because I was like, wait, ever since we're getting this Ironheart TV show, I seen online it's supposed to come out in June of 2025, but now I'm thinking it's really going to be out at the end of the year because there's been no build up, no marketing to it. So yeah, that's what's been going on with the MCU and everything like that. Appreciate everybody that could jump in. I won't keep the stream going too much longer. Like I said, this is just one of those many things that I'm trying to do throughout the week, just to try and get my watch hours up. So I'll probably schedule these things the way y'all know, and then go from there. But like I said, this year the superhero movies have got to make a comeback. Marvel has got to kick ass. The only thing they had last year was the Wolverine and Deadpool. And then, of course, you had Daredevil. I think Daredevil, in my opinion, was a mixed bag amongst people. I'll keep saying I'm going back and go watch the first 3 seasons on from Netflix. But I've only been watching maybe like 2 or 3 episodes of the first season. I haven't watched any more since. So I got to make more time to watch it. But a lot of people said it was great. It was good. I don't remember much from it because it's been so long since I haven't watched it. But that's neither here nor there. So anybody coming in, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. We're currently talking about Daredevil. So like I said, I gotta go back and watch some of the first 3 seasons. I did like Daredevil Born Again. I did like the slow burn. I did like how they had the stories crossed between Wilson Fisk and Matt Murdock. I thought that was really cool how they did that. But a lot of people was like, yeah, we didn't really care for it. It was a mixed bag. The only thing I wish they could have did was they could have brought back Electra Nachos from the previous seasons. I always looking to keep a lot of the OG characters. I think even the wife of Wilson Fisk, that's a different actress, which is fine with me. I have to back and watch the first 3 seasons to see who the wife was before. So, yeah, this season was a mixed bag. Like I said, I did have fun watching it. I watched every episode as they came out. I was probably late in a couple days on some of them, but I did watch this show consistently. A lot of times I've been watching a lot of the older shows. I wasn't watching the shows as they came out. I was watching them super late. So this is one of those shows I stuck with from beginning to end, and I enjoyed it. And like I said, I have seen posts, pictures of Daredevil from season 2 of Born Again, and he has a black suit on with the logo on the chest. So I think that's going to look really slick and that's going to look really cool. One of the things that really surprised me about this season was what Disney or Marvel did with um Karen and Foggy. It's like they said, okay, we're bringing back everybody's favorites, Karen and Foggy. They got your big three back, right? But they didn't say how long they were going to bring them back. And as y'all know, Foggy got taken out in the first episode. Karen was hardly ever there. She was like here and there throughout the whole entire season. She was there for the first, episode. Cameo appearance in the second, and then she didn't come back until towards the end. The last episode. So it's kind of like, damn. Marvel really pulled a fast one. It was like, all right, you got your crew back. Oh, we're not gonna tell you how long we're gonna keep this crew around. So that's the part that kind of disappointed me with this season was the fact that they didn't keep him around. And then, of course, you swapped out, I think, the cop from the previous show for Cherry in this one. And I think that rubbed people the wrong way. But I'm pretty sure, I think, well, not Cherry. I don't know what the black chick's name was that works in the office with him. I think she might know that Matt is Daredevil now. I cannot remember if she was in the bar with him. I can't remember if she was in the bar with him at the end of this past season, but who knows? But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream unless anybody else want to jump in and go ahead and throw their 2 cents in. I greatly appreciate it. Like I said, I'll be doing more of these mini streams throughout the week. I'll probably schedule them the way y'all know. But thank you, everybody, for jumping in. I'm going to end the stream. Catch you on my next one. Oh, make sure I do check out my Saturday streams, the big one. I'll be doing on StreamYard. That one will be, I would say, about between 12:30 and 1 o'clock on Saturday, this Saturday. So come hang out with your boy. Catch you on the next stream. Peace out.